I may never know exactly the reason of why I got hurt, and I may not ever know the purpose, but I was one of the very first that ever went to SAU that needed the things that I needed. There were a lot of doors that were too small to get in, and I tore up several parts of my chairs trying to go through those doors. And maybe the reason that it did happen was so that I could pave the way down the road, because there have been 3 more that have followed me since I went there, and I've had them all come to me and say, man, I can't, was it like this when you got here? And I was like, no, it was a lot worse, and I've had to have things a lot. They're like, man, you've made things so much easier for us. And I was like, maybe that was why. Hi, I'm Wesley Wilson from Emerson, Arkansas.
Hi, my name is Tracy Wilson.
I started showing pigs when I was like 6, took those to fairs and stuff, and then when I hit like 9 or 10, I got my first horse and started riding, and have kept horses ever since. And then in 8th grade, I was like 12, was when we got my first cow, and I actually still have her. When I was 16, 2 months shy of 17, I dove into an above ground pool. I hit my chin on the bottom of the pool and it broke my neck, and I've been paralyzed ever since. I had my injury in May of 2001, and that was the end of my junior year of high school. I come home from the hospital in August, and the next week started my senior year of high school and finished high school. Valedictorian. Give my valedictorian speech, and my whole entire reason and hope for giving the speech was to promote, you know, giving hope and it be encouraging and awesome. And when I got done, I look out and the whole place is bawling and squalling. I'm like, no, you're not supposed to be crying. You're supposed to be happy. This is supposed to be a good thing. And of course, they're all standing up and crying. And I was like, geez, I'm always a spectacle everywhere I go. I wanted to be a vet before I got hurt. And then once I got hurt and realized that I wasn't going to be able to be a vet, the next closest thing I started looking at was, if I can't be a vet, I can teach everybody else how to be a vet. A lot of times at night, when she's ready to go to bed, if I'm still working on something or whatever, I have to stay at the computer. That keeps her up, so she has to be able to come back down here and put me in the bed, stuff like that. It would be so great if sometime I could get in the bed and she could set up a computer there or something for me that I could keep working, and she could go to bed and get the sleep that she needs because she's so tired from running around chasing me, doing everything that I'm doing. If I could keep working and then be able to shut the computer down on my own and go to sleep in the bed without ever having to call her down here back for it, that would make things so much easier, because there are a lot of nights that, especially when I was in college working on papers that were due the next day and stuff like that. I mean, and I have a feeling that in work there's going to be deadlines that, you know, I've got to work through the night at times. My future goal eventually is, like I said, I was considering getting a doctorate, and I plan to someday, but I want to go and get some experience in the field first. I want to work with different settings and different types of animals and see how things work and get some other experiences under my belt, so that once I do make it to a classroom, I will have all of that experience to be able to feed back to them. Horses are just, I don't know, they're really neat animals to me that I can go, if I'm having a bad day or whatever, I can go out and just sit there and watch them out there and forget all the other stuff that's going on. So play with the babies, and they pretty much make me realize that everything's gonna be fine.